Hey, my friends, it's Catherine Ewing at Sacred Heart Alchemy. So I'm here to share something I think that's going to be fun, and that I hope you will join in with me in. So, as you may know, we are in the middle of a really potent, energetic experience, is all I'm going to call it, because there's so many different things going on. I'm not an astrologer, I'm not a numerologist, but I know just enough to sort of be dangerous and know that there's lots going on. So, just to keep it simple, we are in on the 10th day of a month long eclipse corridor or cycle. So, we had a partial eclipse on July 13th. We're going to have a full eclipse and the longest eclipse in the 21st century on Friday, July 27th, which is also, it's called the blood moon eclipse, because there'll be something going on with Mars at the same time that's going to, and Mars is the red planet, so there's something that's going to make the eclipse even more powerful. And then we have the third eclipse on August 11th, sorry, and that'll be another partial eclipse. And at that same period of time, we will have entered on 8/8, August 8th, something called the Lion's Gate, which is sort of an Egyptian, a particular date in the Egyptian calendar where they would, it has to do something with the star Sirius and abundance. 8 is the number of abundance, and so the 8/8 is always a very potent period of time. We're also coming into Mercury in retrograde, and something about how the planet Uranus is moving around. Things are really getting stirred up. You may be feeling uh, tired, fatigued, muscle aches, just waves of exhaustion coming over you. You might be having disturbing dreams. You might be like very emotional, up and down on an emotional roller coaster. I've had that myself. In fact, I just, came from having a blood test done for Lyme, just to make sure that this really just is connected to the energy and there's not something else going on. So if you are, I'm sorry you're feeling that way, but just know that may very well be part of what's going on with all of these energies. The good news about that is lots of stuff is getting stirred up, right? We're in this ascension process. We're in this process of moving from a carbon-based human to a crystalline-based human. And as we do that, and more light, is bombarding the planet, and all of these energies are, sort of compressing things and speeding things up, we are feeling the effect of that literally down, to the cellular level. And it's all good. It's all part of a process that's going to support our raising ourselves from, into a higher dimension ultimately. And in the meantime, it can feel kind of difficult. So I'm going to just suggest a few things, very concrete things that you can do. And the first is to just take really good care of yourself. If you're tired, rest, right? Take some time out. I actually ended up taking a couple of days off work and literally going to a friend's up in Upper New York State, which is sort of off the grid, and she's got beautiful property, and I swam in her pond and just really hung out for a couple of days to kind of try to reset my own energy. And it made a world of difference. I'm doing a lot of napping, a lot of resting, a lot of listening to meditations. I'm doing things more slowly than I usually do, even though you can't tell because I talk pretty fast. It's the New Yorker in me. But anyway, things are, happening where you're going to feel it. So take care of yourself. Eat as well as you can. Get out in nature. But really be kind and gentle with yourself and with your body. The thing that I'm going to offer you during this time, because even though it's a challenging time, the upside of that is that it really is a time to look at now what may not be working in your life, what is old energy, old stories, things that are not serving you to hold on to anymore. Like it's like old clothes that don't really fit you anymore, old styles, that just aren't updated. And they're your old story. They're not the truth of who you are as a dynamic, divine, spiritual being. And that is really what we're moving into. As one of my former spiritual teachers, Jim Self, used to say, we can't carry our 3D luggage into the 5D world, right? It's just not going to work. So in order to support you to look at what's not working for you and what you envision yourself as we move into these higher dimensions, really to create a world, that works for all of us, and that is so much more nurturing and fluid and loving, and all of the more of the divine feminine energies, right? Intuitive and taking care of the earth and each other. In order to create a world like that, we all have to create that within ourselves first, right? And so what I'm going to invite you to do is to come over to my Facebook page, the Sacred Heart Alchemy page, and starting tomorrow, and for the next, so tomorrow is Monday, July 22nd, and for the next 21 days, I'm simply going to be posting a question for you to sit with and do some introspection and some journaling with each day to help support you through this process, to help you really take a look at, who am I? What can I let go of? What do I want to create in my life, right? What world do I want to live in? And really do that in an intentional and systematic way. This really just came to me very spontaneously. It's not all that prepped out. I'm doing this right now before I head out for a walk, and just wanted to get it out to you so that you have some time to go over to the Facebook page and like the page. That's all you have to do. There's no signups, there's no cost, there's nothing fancy going on. Just some questions for your consideration, for your reflection, for your journaling, to support you through this very potent, very powerful, and sometimes challenging energetic time that we are in. So I think that's it for now. I'm going to try to keep this under 7 minutes, and I'm going to say goodbye. I hope to see you over at Sacred Heart Alchemy Facebook page. And until then, have a lovely day. All right, bye now.